going on? We're back here at Dragonborn Industries for Painting of the Monster Manual, episode 24. 20 frickin' 4, which is awesome. Like, I know that we took last week off because we had like just a crazy week of trying to get orders out for Richard and me just trying to live, and then Dragon Meat, which was awesome. I got to hang out with Richard, which was super, super cool. And I had the greatest time while we just hung out at a nerd fest, really, which was fucking awesome. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. It was a good bit of fun.
Of course you did, because you were hanging out with me. And who wouldn't have a good time if you're hanging out with me? So, yeah, hello to everybody here in chat over on Twitch. Great to see you back. It's great to be back. And we're ready to paint up some Chimeras, which Richard from Warrior Prince 3D has printed out for us. Richard from Warrior Prince 3D, let's get back to the standard spiel. Who are you, and where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Richard from Warrior Prince 3D, Warrior Prince 3D. You can find me on Etsy, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok now, a little bit more. I am on the corner, I'm with the Badgers, and over here at Dragonborn Industries. I am your one-stop shop for any of your 3D printing needs, be it wee little minis, tabletop scenery, nice little bit of cosplay that you want to get done for yourself, or statues, as we see exhibited here.
Yeah, and like I'm going to point those out before I talk about the mini that we're painting today, which Richard has printed out for us from Mini Monster Mayhem. Those statues from Baldur's Gate 3 of Astoria and Karlach, I think is her name, isn't it?
Yeah, Astarion and Karlach.
Yeah. Dude, they are so good. Like,
awesome. Yeah,
I'm blown away by that. I keep seeing them come up on TikTok and stuff, and I'm just like, man, that's really fucking cool. And yeah, even now I'm like, I've not played the game and I still want them. But yeah, they are very, very cool. But I'm going to bring up this picture right here. I put it right in the middle because this is what we're painting today for the Chimera, which is just awesome. Like, when you sent this one through and I was putting it together, I was just like, this is dangerous.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and like, I like that they've done something extra with the tail, and they've got this like snake head coming out of it, and yeah, it's just a very, very, very cool mini. But apart from that, I will bring up some other images later on when I can get them off of WhatsApp for other things that Richard's got going on recently, because we're going to jump into today's episode of Painting Up the Monster Manual, where we're going to be looking at the Chimera. I've asked Richard to make a level 5 character this week because this is a CR6 creature, and we're probably going to go straight back to a fighting pit because with monsters like this, I think it's going to be a lot easier to ad-lib a combat that way. But a brief background on what the Chimera is. They are essentially created by mortals who summoned demigorgons. So most of you who have watched Stranger Things think of demigorgons as the plant face things that open up, but actually they are just kind of monsters, or like hybrids of monsters that have been created and have been a thing throughout D&D for the entirety of its time, I believe, and stem from many different mythologies and stuff. But the lore behind the Chimera is that it's supposedly created by wizards and by people who were trying to like mix the worst bits of certain creatures, and what they ended up with was the hoarding arrogance of a dragon, the killer instincts of a lion, and the stubbornness of a goat with wings on a lion's body with goat back legs, and it is just fucking out to get you. They are horrible, horrible creatures of chaotic evil and are just outright gruesome. I think they make for great pit fiends and they make for great fighting pit stuff because I think that servant of evilness, or they can be like layer guards and stuff, but they are quite easy to drop in pretty much wherever you want in a D&D campaign. I've personally never put one in a D&D campaign before because I just haven't had the area to put them in. Have you ever had them in there before, Richard?
I've never used a Chimera.
Ah, well, there we go. So
I'm looking forward to seeing how they work, seeing how they work and seeing how it goes, and the versatility of them.
Yeah, because I think that this will be a learning curve for both of us, which will be really, really interesting. So I'm just going to quickly say hello to people in chat because there are people talking away. So we've got Herbalist, we've got Absalom, we've got Dragon Skull, we've got Dibs. Great to see you guys. I once saw a cartoon of a thief, wizard, and a warrior with a burnt and blackened face looking at a chimera. It says, I always wondered what the dragon head did. I like that. I've used one of my favorite creatures. That's awesome, Absalom. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I just haven't had the space to put them in. I'll quickly talk about the stat block of the creature and stuff like that, because this is a CR6 creature. So, you know, if you were going level 3 against it, you're going to die pretty quick. I've asked Richard to roll up a level 5 just to give him a bit more of a chance this week. But let's look at the big 3. So we're looking at damage dealing, we're looking at hit points, and we're looking at armor class. The armor class, natural armor, because it's a monstrosity essentially, is 14. So actually that's quite low. So it's going to be relatively easy to hit. They are a large creature, so and I guess that's why that is. The hit points, where do you reckon the hit points are, Richard?
I'm going to say around the 150 mark.
114 rules as written. However, 12d10 plus 48, so you are about right. It's nearly 200 if you were to roll them up and get max. Their stat block, strength is up with a +4, dex is actually a 0, con is a +4, intelligence is -4, wisdom +2, and charisma 0. So they are a monstrosity that's a powerful beast. They have a multi-attack, so they can really dish out the damage. It makes 3 attacks. One with its bite, one with its horns, and one with its claws. However, when its fire breath is available, which is a recharge ability, it can use its breath in place of its bite or horns. Yeah, they are real bad. It is an absolute monster, and it quite literally is a monster. Hey, Velvet Plum the Space Marine, who asks, how are you, lovely pair? I'm very good. How are you, Richard?
I said I'm very well today. The meds have kicked in, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
My darling children have infected me with the plague.
Oh, no. Oh, I was like, my meds have kicked in too. I only took sertraline about an hour ago. Alstom says, they have an even better Chimera in the Theros source book with tables to roll some weird combos of creatures. Oh, I haven't read the Mythic Odyssey of Theros, so actually that could be really, really cool.
And what I will say about these Chimera, which I actually prefer about the one straight out of the Monster Manual, it's got the dragon's tail. This model has a snake tail.
It does.
They are depicted as such in some mythoses and stuff.
Yeah, and it's I really like that. So I'm going to be going with an off-brand speed paint from the Army Painter. So not the Army Painter speed paints from the Army Painter. I've got to use a lower, lesser brand today because I don't have any of the other ones. Richard, how are you going to attack this mini, do you think?
So I will be using the Army Painter speed paints from Army Painter.
No way.
I have selected several today. Quite a few actually. So literally, I'm using completely Army Painter speed paints from Army Painter. I'm going to go for typical sort of colours on the old dragon line and that, and it's the wings. I think are going to be a tricky one. So I've poppy red and fire drake to have a little play around with that.
Well, Dibs is telling me that my nails are more chipped than his teeth. They really are. Yeah, I did these about 2 weeks ago, and I really need to kind of like do them again. But I'll get on that later. I've got minis to paint today, not nails. So if you're ready, Richard, have you rolled up a level 5 character?
I have rolled up a level 5 character.
And
I have tweaked said level 5 character slightly.
that's fine. I'm happy for you to tweak this one.
So Alfredo is an Air Genasi Barbarian Fighter Paladin.
Fuck. Right. Barbarian Fighter Paladin.
Yeah.
I mean, let's do... What? Barbarian Fighter Paladin. I mean, does that even synergize?
It does if you wear hide armor and use a longsword and shield.
Because, I mean, if you rage, but then you cast a spell, which technically Divine Smite is casting a spell.
Divine Smite is not a spell.
Is it not? Because I thought it's... is it just
It uses a spell slot as fuel. It is not classed as casting a spell. Because otherwise it could be counterspelled, which it can't.
Ah! Ian's learning today. There you go, some 5e lore for you right there. Okay, cool. Because I was like, fucking hell, Barbarian, you can't do shit if...
I may be very wrong, but Paladins are my little niche, and I love my Paladins.
That's because they're crazy overpowered. So, oh god, if that's level 5, are you like level 1, 2, 2? Like, what have you got in there? Because you're not going to hit much of anything.
I am level 2 Barbarian, level 2 Paladin, and level 1 Fighter.
Okay, that's okay. Good. I was worried that you were going to be like level 1 barbarian, and it was just like you've got nothing. You've got rage, and that's it. But cool. So Alfredo, let's set a scene for you. I don't know, where would you like to be from? Let's put a fighting pit somewhere in a world somewhere.
I go with the normal. I'm from Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Perfect. So, speaking of Baldur's Gate, look at those lovely statues next to Richard there. But you can find them on his Etsy store, or on his TikTok, or on his Instagram. And if you use code To The Stars, the special Dragonborn Industries Starfinder code, you get 10% off. Little Monday night premium.
And this painted baby will be for sale as well.
Really?
He is for sale, yeah.
That's awesome. So, let's set the scene before we jump in, because we'll have 1 hour to paint these minis. I need to set a timer so that we're ready to go. Whoop, boop, 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 boop. Tell I've not done this for 2 weeks. So, Baldur's Gate, and maybe it's part of the festive season where people come from all over to celebrate maybe the turning of the leaves, or some kind of festivity that means that, like, there's just excitement in the air. And be it adventurers, locals, people from far off lands, there are many different things that you can see or do. One of those things is a traveling menagerie of monsters that they come to the Baldur's Gate fighting pits, and you can test your strength against a lottery of monsters. Alfredo signs themselves up and waits in the gladiatorial arena as they hear "Oh!" from crowds outside of a door. Time moves past. We don't know how fast or how slow. The adrenaline getting to you until somebody comes around the corner, a gnome wearing lavish garbs and a big hat. It's your time, Alfredo. We're going to get you in the ring. Do you think you're ready?
I've got my sword and I'm okay. Let's go.
Well, you're gonna need it. Turns out the last person didn't quite beat the dragon, so you don't have to fight that. But we've got something just as good for you. And they start like leading you down this sand kind of like filled corridor where there's just like splatters of blood or sweat, where people have been dragged back in or walked back in victorious. Some have left teeth or claws or scales as trophies dotted around. Some have been dragged in and are unfortunately no longer with us. But you can hear the crowd outside. More, 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 as they stamp their feet and their hands. And the door starts coming up, and you walk your way out as the evening light isn't as blinding as it would be during the day, but this crowd as you enter the arena, and you just hear a magically amplified voice. And now we have Alfredo to take on the next menagerie monster. And you see this like drow male in this big floppy hat who is just like calling out to the audience with their voice magically amplified. And they call your name, and the crowd is just going wild. You can see the scrape marks all across the ground. A pillar's maybe been knocked over. And the actual arena itself is a full circle with these 6 stone obelisks, pillars, throughout the center of it, almost like, 2, 4, 6. And one of those has been knocked over. You can see big gouges in the ground. You can see blood splatters. There's probably like a human-shaped splat against a wall that's been like knocked over somewhere. And yeah, you can just see the remnants of battle. And who do we have to face off against this mighty hero? And the crowd goes wild once more, and you watch as this large gate starts opening from the other side, and there is a glow of fire, and for a minute you're like, that's a dragon. And being led out with a hood on 3 separate heads with chains. You see this draconian-like head arcing back, trying to like get its blinders off with these wings arcing out and trying to like swipe at the people that are dragging it out. You see this kind of more snake-like head, I guess, to the right-hand side, but it's got like a long white neck, but you can't see with this bag over its head as it's like butting against. What you now see as it knocks off this Leonian head, this lion that just goes and roars out. And with that, you watch as a few mages with a wand cast a spell, and the bags, these blinders on their heads get pulled off, the chains just disintegrate into nothing, and all 3 heads focusing on you, Alfredo, and the crowd. It's the Chimera! Roll initiative, please, bud. We're off. Absalom says 1,000 GP on the Chimera.
Charming, isn't it? I rolled a hearty 8.
I rolled a hearty 4 with a dex mod of +0. Alfredo, this Chimera just like roars as it comes out the doors, like trying to charge its direction towards you. You just see the lion roaring, the dragon is like spurting lava from its mouth, and the goat head just bleats and butts its way against everything it can, like, and you get to go first. I'm going to grab some red, and I'm going to start slathering these wings in contrast paint.
Going straight for the wings, are you?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm going to grab some grey and I'm going to do the base. Because I want to glue it on there. But you're up, buddy. You are up.
Okay, charge in and go for a swing straight off.
Go, my friend.
Right. Longsword running in. That is a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah. With a 14 AC. Be grateful we're not playing Pathfinder, where that would be a critty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so in Pathfinder, I believe, if you go 10 over its armor class, automatic crit.
Rather beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. But 24 is going to hit. And what are you hitting with?
I have a longsword.
Nice. And what does Alfredo
I
look
didn't
like?
bring any magical weapons because I didn't know if I didn't think I'd be allowed any. So
Nah. Let's make this a fair fight.
I basically literally sort of charge in, screaming, draw my longsword, and ready my shield in anticipation of a strike back. Lunge forward, stabbing at it. I'm going for the lion head first.
Okay.
I will do a d8 damage. So I'll do 10 damage first of all.
10 damage.
And then I chuck in another 10 damage on smite.
Okay, perfect. So let's grab some. So that's 20 damage, yeah?
Yeah, and as a bonus action, I will enter rage.
Good. As you... I mean, what does Alfredo look like? How does he scream in? Is it like, describe your character to us.
All right, as Alfredo... he seems to sort of run and charge, but he's very light on his feet. Benefit of the air genasi, sort of a little bit of a slight bounce to his step. He is completely bald, not a single hair on his entire body.
We can only dream of perfection like this.
His grey-blue complexion catches the light, and at points he seems a deep blue, and at others a dark grey.
Nice.
His eyes are almost white, but very light blue. And seems to have a sort of fierce concentration on his face.
Okay.
As he enters the rage, you could almost just think he is merely antagonized or angry slightly, not the traditional barbarian screaming fit. He
Nice.
focuses in on the creature, and the whole world sort of quietens around it. All you can hear is the combat, the heavy breathing of the creature, and its beating wings.
Nice. I was going to quickly say hello to a Geeky Phoenix, who's now here in chat, who is moderating for us today and doing some bits and bobs. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Well, I am sponging on some paint. So I'm taking a grey and a black mix for the lower ends of it, and I'm sponging on those areas there over a black primer. I will then take a lighter grey, and I'm going to sponge on the rest of that for the top areas, and then when that dries, I will do a dry brush of a lighter grey, and then that will be the base pretty much done, apart from the rimming of that one, and that will be ready for me to glue on the rest of the mini so that I can then focus on the wings, because what I think I might do is actually do the tail first so I can glue it all together. So as you strike with the sword. The lion takes a hefty blow to the face, and it kind of like recoils in pain, but like looks at you, and all three heads spin round, like, and the goat is just being like erratic, trying to butt. The lion looks like it's going to try and gnarl and like gnash at you. But I mean, you're right there. It has a multi-attack of 3. So let's start. Let's start with the dragon. Let's go with the bigger hitter first because it's the smartest of the heads. As it, you watch as the lava in its mouth is just like spooling out, like these drips of like hot, hitting the sand and turning part of the sand in the arena into glass. As this glow begins, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, Alfredo. I'm going to take some contrast paints. 2.
Not great. That's 13.
It's a fail. I'm going to have to roll this on D&D Beyond because I won't have time to do the maths. This is 7d8 of fire damage on a failed save.
Ow.
Here we go. Fucking hell. 717766. 35, mate. Points of fire damage.
I don't get that half either, do I?
No. Unless you've got a totem bear warrior.
No, not even high enough level for that.
Yeah, if you want to take that damage first, please, for me, mate.
So how much is that? 35?
35 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
Then, so I'm going in, by the way, with Mantis Warrior Green from an off-brand, not the Army Painter, speed paint from the Army Painter, because it's all I could get hold of. And I'm doing the tail in that, and then I'll do a darker green underneath. The next attack, while it's right there, is going to be the horns from the goat. It's a +7 to hit. Let's roll it up. It's only a 9 to hit.
Misses my armor class of 18.
And then the lion, 18 on the nose. It's not too bad for the lion. It's 2d6 + 4. Let's roll it up. It's only 8 points of piercing damage, which you get to half because you're a barbarian.
Yeah, that's not right.
It then, you watch these like large draconian red wings begin to flap as it starts taking itself up and away from you in the arena, snapping the final chain that keeps it close to the ground. You may make an attack of opportunity.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to point out now that I do really like this green. That's fucking awesome.
25.
Oh yeah, 25 is going to hit. Oh, I'm a class of 14, mate.
It takes 10 damage, and I will twat it with a smite as well.
Yeah, I would if I were you.
For 14.
How much damage total?
24.
24 points of damage. What does it look like when you smite?
So as I smite, as I bring my sword round and I focus, almost like a strange wind seems to sort of grasp the sword and smash through with this almost crack and peal of thunder.
It begins to fly up. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet above you.
Okay.
And that is the end of its go. You are up, Alfredo.
I think that's the end of me because there's now fuck all I can do.
You think that because of your attacks...
I will head over to the wizard stand and I will call out for Fly to be cast upon me in exchange for 200 gold.
Oh, maybe a persuasion check with advantage. 200 gold is a lot of money.
Persuasion with advantage. It's an 18. Oh, that is a natural 20 for a 22.
Okay. I'm going to roll something else, and I'll try and do it open so that it's nice and fair. Because I want to know if this guy's a high enough level to be able to cast Fly. So, I'm going to grab a d6, which I've got right there. And I'm going to say, odds, he is. Evens, he's not. It's even, buddy. That's a 4. What he does...
Good or bad?
That's bad. He means he doesn't know the spell. It's like, I don't have that spell prepared. I don't know that spell. I can give you minor illusion.
It's not piss poor wizard, are you?
Low level. Yeah. Sorry about that, pal.
No, it's fine. That was the risk.
Not an action to do that, though, so...
Right, bear with me.
Okay, so that's the single contrast green on there. I really like that green. And I need to try and wet blend between the areas. So where the snake goes into the goat and the goat goes into the lion and stuff, I'm going to try and wet blend between them.
I'm going to have to hold my action to see if it will swoop down on me. Is there any sort of defendable places?
Yeah, so there's these 5 pillars, and they're about like 10 foot wide. These like big obelisks that are about 20 foot tall. And you absolutely could hide behind one of those.
So I will do that, basically.
Okay, so you... I mean, give me a stealth check.
+3. 22.
Yeah, cool. You think you're well enough hidden. The passive perception on a Chimera, by the way, for anyone is... well, actually, the skill perception is +8, actually. So I'll give them a look for you in a second. As they angrily kind of fly up, and they're like... let's just roll a perception check. Oh, it's not bad. 7 + 8. It's not going to beat your 22, though, is it?
Nope.
No. Okay, so in their arrogance, in this, like, display of alpha power to, like, fly up and into the sky, the smarter of the heads, the draconian one, seems to lose track of you. The lion itself, which, like, roars down, also can't find you. I'm going to have to roll a d6 to see if I get the fire breath back, because this is a recharge ability just like the dragons. I'm going to roll it open again. So, on a 5 or a 6, it recharges. It's a 4. It does not recharge. It's going to swoop down. It can't see you, so it's just going to swoop down at one of the pillars that it thinks you're behind. I will roll a d6. If we say you're behind pillar 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I'll re-roll because the number 6 has been knocked down. Oh, fuck's sake. Genuinely is a 1.
It found me.
It just goes for the pillar. So it's not attacking you directly, and it's going to be going against an AC of stone.
Well, if it gets within range of my reaction, just let me know.
Not just yet, but it will do in a second. It slams into this pillar, but not enough to, like, knock it over. You feel like as if you, like, bits of dust and stone fall from it from higher up. You hear the thud of 4 feet land on the ground, and as it starts coming around the corner, you see, like, the goat head bleats around first, followed by the other 2. It gets within melee. You have a reaction.
So as soon as the goat head comes around the corner, I'll attack.
Go for it.
Well, I've got to remember to plus my 2 for rage, haven't I?
Yes.
Natural fucking 20 for a 27.
I assume you're pumping a fucking smite into that.
Unfortunately, I've got none left.
No! Wasted it. Oh well.
Actually, wait a minute. I used... How many have I used?
2.
Then yeah, I'm out. Never mind. Okay, so... 16, 20... plus the roll... 26 points of damage.
Damn. As you, like, slice into the neck of the goat head, it just like bleats out. The lion and the draconian, still feeling its pain as well, roar as this like thick red ichor starts to begin to pour from it. It's not down or out, but it certainly hurt it. Is that the end of your reaction?
That's it. I was just holding my single attack.
Okay, because it's got another 2 to go.
I probably should have just gone for a single level 5 character, but because I was trying to just adapt the random that it chose me, because I allowed it to choose multi-class.
Well, the claws are coming first. Let's roll that on D&D Beyond. What's that? Fuck's sake. 17 plus 7 for a 24. Sometimes I'm rooting for you to beat something because it's such a high CR and a nasty creature, but no, that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit, funny enough.
Luckily, the claws aren't too bad. Fuck's sake, a 6 and a 5 plus 4. That's 15 points of damage.
At 7 points because I'm raging.
Cool, perfect. And then the last one, which is going to be the horns. Oh no, because the horns were used on the pillar, so it has to be the bite. So only a 10 to hit as the lion head snaps at you, but the goat head, flailing around in pain, is unable to get at you. Yeah, you're up, buddy.
Okay, rinse and repeat. Just going to have to hope to hit. 23 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And wrong one. That's 11 damage.
Okay, 11 damage. This thing's starting to look hurt. You can hear the crowd is like, oh, ooh, every time it like slams into the pillar or is coming out towards you, or when it makes the attack and it like lands on your armor, like ripping parts of your armor off. You then hit this devastating blow against it, and it goes across like the lion's face, and like it roars back, and the crowd's like, ah, and they start like chanting, Alfredo, Alfredo, and like you can hear like this other this drow male like, oh, what a lovely hit, can he finish off the deadly Chimera, booming out across the crowd. Do you go anywhere?
I'm just trying to move defensively at the moment, so if there is anywhere else I can move myself to that I will be able to have assistance parrying a blow or anything like that, I will do that.
You could try and get behind the other side of this pillar, but you would be leaving a threatened square if you do so.
I'm not gonna provoke an attack.
No?
No, I can't take additional attacks. I've got to think pain management.
Okay. You watch. Let's see if it recharges. The draconian head arcs back. Fuck. That's a 6.
Does that mean it gets it back?
It does. And with that, you watch as like the fire starts to grow in its mouth and glow, and it just spits a cone of fire in your direction. Can I have a dexterity saving throw, please? You hear the crowd like baiting its breath.
Oh fuck! 18. I don't know if that will save.
It saves. So the DC is 15.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. So you're going to take half damage. I rolled pretty good last time. Not as good this time. 22 half to 11.
It's still a significant amount of damage.
Are you still up?
I am just about still standing.
Just still up. Okay. As the draconian head spits fire in your direction, the goat goes in for the butt. With the horns. Oh, I rolled damage there. 17 to hit.
Misses.
And then the last one, that bite. Oh no, it's already done the bite, 'cause that's what replaced with the breath weapon, so it'll have to be the horns. 17 again.
Misses again.
Okay. You're up.
Okay, unfortunately at the moment it's now rinse and repeat.
This thing like is stalking you, and it's like as it's coming round the pillar and it's forcing you like to go on the back foot, it is just angrily throwing whatever it can at you.
I'm presuming an 8 does not hit.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm forked.
Okay. Are you going to try and get away?
No, because if I try and get away, I'll get hit. I will die.
It might miss you.
And to be honest, even if I get away, it's still, as far as I'm concerned, it's got a breath weapon. I don't know about the complexities of rolling a dice to get it back.
No, that's very true. Okay. Here we go. Let's roll it up. See if it recharges. It's a 4. It does not recharge. It arcs back, and it tries to bring its heavy head, its horns down on you. It's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it's got me. I'm a goner.
How many hit points you got left?
Not enough.
It's a D12 for damage.
Yep.
I rolled a 12 plus 4 for 16.
I have 12 hit points left.
Ah! So, you go down. You don't have anything like relentless that can keep you up for a round or anything?
No.
Okay. You hear the crowd. Is it like this? It's the goat head that collides with your head as it comes down, and the horns. It's just so hard.
I forgot to use my bonus action of second wind, so that's my own fault.
Oh man! And with that, you start hearing the crowd. Oh! Oh! It looks like somebody's in trouble now. Can he hold it together for that last few seconds? Is kind of what's called out across the crowd, but the lion head comes down with advantage. It's going to hit, but is it a crit? Yes, it's a 25 to hit, and you're down, so that is a crit. It's an automatic 2 death saves. And last but not least, the claws. So the lion comes in and bite, and then the claws of it come down as well, trying to like tear at your flesh and maul you in this final hunger.
2 seconds. So the goat was the last attack that dropped me, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right, just before that happens, then I'm just going to quickly do a Constitution roll. All right, no, it's standard D20, isn't it?
What for?
That's right, my death save.
So the first one took you down to 0. So that's not a death save, that's the goat's head. Then the bite is what's giving you an auto crit.
Oh, I thought the goat was the last attack.
No, it's the first attack in this round.
Because you had done the breath weapon, missed. Second one missed.
No, the breath weapon didn't recharge.
Yeah, and then you hit me with something.
So the breath weapon didn't count as an attack because it didn't recharge. So that's all I was checking for. The goat hit.
It doesn't matter. I'm dead.
Well, we'll see because this might miss. Claw attack comes in anyway. Let's just see if it's a crit. It's a 19. Is there any final words from Alfredo?
More a scream.
As it's cut short, as the claws, the teeth, this thing is now in animal mode. You've hurt it so bad, and you really did hurt it, by the way. It was on 33 hit points out of 114, and it just goes to town. You hear the crowd in your final moments. And there's this deadly silence. The last thing you probably hear is the crunch of your rib cage as it's teared open. Oh, well, I'm afraid Alfredo is no more. Well done, Chimera! And you fade to black, and the crowd cheers, and Absalom Dak wins 1,000 gold on the Chimera. I thought you had that, you know.
I was hoping so. I should have. I should have done a focus level 5. If that had been a straight up level 5 paladin, I'd have rinsed you because I'd have been hitting twice per round.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But I think that's the joy of D&D Beyond and random characters, right?
That is the joy of it.
But yeah, that's actually the first time I've used a Chimera, so I'm quite happy with that. I like how you fought it. I like that you got a random melee class. That's definitely the way to go. If you are able to fight one, or if you have a party. But I think as well, for a CR6 against one level 5 character, you did fucking well, man.
Too bad at all.
Yeah, I think that
Chuffed with my survivability there.
I think a party of level 5s will bring that down in no time at all.
Well, it becomes a different combat then, doesn't it? Because you've also then got it's flying. It's not a single target focus.
Yes. And that was the issue, is that it was a single target focus for it. So it was just facing off against you. And a couple of good rolls from me just meant that that was that. And, you know, those breath weapon recharging, because that is, you know, half damage no matter what, that's the issue there. But there you go. Hopefully some people have learnt something from the Chimera, just like we have. Definitely doing some more pit fights with my guys.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, how's it going with your paint job?
I'm getting through the trying to do the main body of it in the Lionel colours.
Yes, me too. So I'm actually using Agros Dunes from the off-brand, not the Army Painter paints from the Army Painter, because that's about the closest like leathery yellow-brown I could get. And actually, I think it's quite good. I think it's going to look really, really nice. And I think we've got 34 minutes left. I think I will get it to at least tabletop ready. Or at least base layers, maybe.
I think I'm going to be base layers, tabletop-ish.
Yes. The main colours. Right. Oh, actually, I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to take some of this, not the Army Painter paints from the Army Painter wash, which is something I rarely do. It's your classic dark tone wash. And I'm going to do that all over the goat's head. And then I'm going to bring back the white with a dry brush. How do you think you're going to attack the white areas of the goat on this?
Depends if I'm going to paint the goat white.
What colour are you going to paint the goat?
At this moment in time, I'm not too sure.
Right. Let's get those horns done. So how about people like that? I know that Absalom says that it's one of his favourite creatures. Have you guys used a Chimera before? Do you use them in your fight pits? Have you had them encountered on the road? Yeah, let us know what you think of the Chimera as a beast. I'm going to actually close down D&D Beyond because I don't need it anymore. Let's see what's been going on in the chat. So, yeah, Geeky's been... Tips it back way back earlier. You're brave rimming a Chimera. Congrats to Dragon Skull. Woot woot. I'm assuming that was from the poll of who will win. Which is very, very cool. Are you going to the Badger's Christmas party tonight, Richard?
Oh, that's tonight?
Yeah, apparently so.
I will endeavour to do so, yes.
Yeah, I think it's on the 7th, and I think it's the standard Badger times of like 8, 9 o'clock-ish. I will attempt to be there for a bit if I can. Right, so I'm going to take this dark red now. And we're going to go all over those wings and all over the dragon head. And I'm hoping that'll be the last of my base layers done. I might even use this red as well within the snake mouth, which I think is my favourite bit of this mini.
It's rather awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I keep catching my bloody bristles on spiky bits.
Yep. Yeah, so it's as lovely as this mini is, there is definitely a level of detail to it that's harder to paint. But actually, I think speed paints are lending themselves to this mini very, very well. To the point where even I feel confident using them.
Hey.
Dragon School says, you guys better be there tonight. Craig, I'll make it there just for you, buddy.
Come and say hello.
Right. What red are you using for the wings? If you're using red?
I'm using Poppy Red and Fire Drake.
Oh, nice. Is that like an orange in there as well?
Yeah, so the Fire Drake's like an orangey brown.
Nice. Yeah, so that's the red that I'm going with. It looks so bright on the camera. It's a lot darker in real life. I'm looking forward to getting this one pictured up, actually. I think it's going to look all right. But I was a bit daunted by the prospect of like having to paint this up in an hour when you sent it to me, because I was just like,
what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah, I was like, that's a lot of detail. That's a hell of a lot of detail. But actually, I will give speed paints their dues. They are working their magic.
What the fuck am I going to do for the bloody goat?
Right.
I wonder if I can mix a couple.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do something similar when we get to where certain body parts meet. I'm going to be trying to mix them and wet blend them to try and like get those fades between them.
Wet blending speed paints is always a little bit of a bitch.
So, although what I might have to do is do one of the wings and then leave the other wing while this one dries, so I can actually hold the Mini before I get it on the base.
Yeah, that's the little bugbear, isn't it?
Yep. Right. It's quite a blood red, this one. I quite like it. I might dry brush with some orange afterwards just to like pick out certain areas. Dibs, are the Army Painter speed paints anything like Citadel contrast paints? So I'm using the off-brand Citadel contrast paints instead of the Army Painter speed paints today, because I actually don't have any of the speed paints. Nothing I can do about that, unless the Army Painter want to sponsor the show and send some out to us, please. So I'm actually on some of the Citadel ones. I'm on Flesh Tearers Red. Fuck, it's gruesome. It's really, really cool. So I will say that the GW paint here is...
And it's coined today.
Yeah, it really is. Same with the Agros Dunes I've used before, so I knew that was roughly that sort of like deserty, sandy, Leonian colour that I wanted for the fur. But the wild card was the green, that Mantis Warriors green. It's so vibrant, and I think I'm going to use a darker orc green underneath it to give it the shadow and the shade. And I don't think I'll need to do much else other than that. But so far it's been 3 paints. 4 if you include the black wash that I've used on the goat head. I think if somebody was new to painting, they would actually be able to do this Mini with these paints within an hour, ready for a tabletop encounter, because of things like speed paint. Right. Almost covered one wing. How are you getting on?
I'm just doing up the goat head, and then I'm going to be moving on to the reds.
So that is so far the difference in colours. I look a bit like a traffic light. But I'm looking forward to seeing those blended together. I might actually get the dragon head while I'm here. Or maybe the snake mouth as well. Snake Mouth! Sounds like a band name. I used to be in a band called Snake Mouth. Right, let's get those. It's like a lashing tongue, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really, really gross. But in a good way. And I'm still using it. This is like the cheapest brush I've got, and it's from Poundland. So for anybody watching who's like, oh, I really want to get into mini painting, you don't need to have all the gear. That's the whole point of this show, is that we try and get a mini done within an hour. The added joy is that we get to run a combat against it. So, got so much like thin work with like the draconian frills and stuff.
I haven't got to the dragon yet. I'm a little bit daunted by that one.
I'm more daunted by the goat.
The goat's not been too bad actually. I'm just doing that at the moment, and that's I've only done 3 colours on that.
Oh, I've done 1, and then the actual like dark red speed paint is doing really well for the dragon parts. So I'm pretty happy that it's going to be at least looking very strong in terms of colour.
I haven't used Poppy Red yet, so let's have a look, see what this does.
To me, it sounds very vibrant.
I don't know if you can see it on there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Right. So a big shout out to Dibs as well, actually, for just being an awesome dude and sent out a lovely little gift for us this week, which I wasn't expecting and is just really kind. So thank you, Dibs. For those of you who don't follow Dibs on Instagram, please do.
He's a grand old egg.
Just a lovely dude. Yeah, I thank you very much. I genuinely mean that, Dibs. It was greatly appreciated, and hopefully some posts will be with you today, my friend. Right, so the few areas that I've missed now that the paint's starting to dry that I can just get in there and redo. I want to get the dragon horns to be brown as well. So I'm going to go in with that Agros Dunes over that and those areas and just try and blend them in with the reds that we already had. There is so much to concentrate on this mini.
Try not to stab myself as well.
There are some sharp bits.
Yeah.
I concur. My fear is that I stab myself with a bit of wet paint and then track wet paint everywhere.
Literally, I was just worrying about my fat fingers.
Okay. You got 23 minutes. How are you getting on? So I'm going to put this to one side for now while I let the majority of that dry until I get onto the last of the snake and the last wing. I'm going to take my base, make sure I've not got any other contrast paints on my hand, and I'm going to grab some very light grey. If I can find it. There it is. It's deadly iron. What am I doing with my life? There it is. And then I'm going to lighten that up with some white. And then I'll dry brush on some edges to those rocks for the base. Get the mini glued onto the base. And then we won't be far away from what we hope is a tabletop ready mini. So whereas we sponged it on before to give it like different textures and spots of darkness, this time I'm trying to pick out some of those edges and lines by using the edge of a flat brush. This is mainly for where the light hits and the higher peaks. What kind of stonework are you going for?
Stony stone.
Stony stone! Classic. There we go. So hopefully it'll be like that. And I will rim the base later on.
A good rimming, really.
Yeah. Right. Where's me glue?
What eye colours have we got? Yellow eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get the eyes in. The contrast paint's not going to be dry enough by that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So I'm going to default to. I don't think that'll get done. I need a sticky stick. There we go.
Well, this poppy red's not going on as dark as I had hoped.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. What are you going to do about that?
Do it again.
Do you find that doubling up the layers darkens it off?
Yeah.
Okay, I will bear that in mind for future work. I love that this is like... So on the actual base, when you've got it glued on, it's like lunging forwards. So cool. Right. Give it 2 minutes to dry. And then we'll go from there. What I will do, actually, while I'm waiting for that to dry. So, obviously, I pointed out, Richard, that you've got the Baldur's Gate minis there. But actually, I'm going to see if I can grab a display capture or a... Where are you? I think it's display capture. No. I'm going to try and get pictures of the other ones and then you can tell people what they are. So. Window capture, there we go. Here we go. So these right here.
Oh yeah, these are the new Baldur's Gate chibis.
Baldur's Gate chibis. And how big are these?
So I think these are around sort of 10. They're around the 10 centimeter mark in height. They are awesomely little things that are cool. And you can either get them as individuals, or I've got on the Etsy at the moment. I've got them as the whole set. If you happen to want them a different size, a bigger size, then drop me a line and let me know. These are literally now live on the Etsy store. They got put on last night, as well as the Karlach and Astarion statues to my right, and they are wicked. I've printed off a couple of sets and I've been cleaning them up this morning, so hopefully going to do a couple of pictures of the prints later on.
Yeah, they're very cool. I like those a lot, and again, as a testament to how well Richard prints, you should all go check them out. And if you play Baldur's Gate, definitely go check them out.
They're awesome, and they make a good little gift as well, because they're little things, so it's quite nice to...
Is there a time of year coming up where a gift may be something that's needed?
Well, I'm thinking it could be some sort of season for it, but, you know, just in case, you know, it might be someone's birthday, or you just want to show your appreciation for someone and show them how much you think D&D is awesome.
Or yourself. It is totally okay to buy yourself a gift.
More than okay.
If it gives you that dopamine hit, I am all for it.
All for the dopamine mining over here.
I like dopamining. That's from now on.
Dopamining, that's it, yeah.
Dopamining. That's the next t-shirt. Dragonborn Industries and Warrior Prince 3D. Dopamining.
Dopamining. Here we go.
Right. So I'm trying to get the last of the red on for the final wing, and then I can start looking at trying to get the rest of this dry to do the second layers. But with 16 minutes left to go, I'm not sure that's going to happen. But
ooh, this is gonna be a tight one.
At least I am base layered with the speed paints.
How long have we got?
You've now got, well, it's just over 16 minutes. It's really hard because the wings are so big up the top there. I'm terrified of knocking into things.
Yeah.
Or snapping it off. Dibs. A testament to Richard's printing on my bank balance and garage shelves. Yeah.
That's pretty true.
Me too, buddy. No, it's the fact that, like, Those statues, the Baldur's Gate 3 statues, are just so clearly those characters. And I know a lot of that's in the mold, but the fact that like you've managed to print them with such clarity, dude.
Thank you.
It is incredible.
I need to get Karlak here up because as I said, she's going on sale.
Ugh. For just £10,000, you can have a pre-painted Karlak.
Oh, I wish I could have that skill to charge that.
I mean, technically, you can charge whatever you want.
Technically, yeah. You never bloody sell it, but...
Whether you should is a different matter altogether. But can't and should are two very separate things. Herbalist says the same. And hopefully, since me and Richard have been talking about it before the stream, we might have some Painting Up the Monster Manual merch coming out soon. Maybe the odd t-shirt or a mug or something. We're still working it out.
Either way, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Grab a little slice of...
A little bit slice of us.
Yeah, a little internet history. Because, let's face it, we are the first people to ever paint minis online. Ever.
Ever?
Ever. And also to do anything Dungeons and Dragons related online ever. You know, we're making history. And
I tell you what, I would be curious as to see if anyone else has ever done the mix of what we've done. With the combat, the painting, and the education.
And it is education. It's clearly a maths lesson. Where
hard one. Hard one for that.
Where the sum is already made by D&D Beyond for me, and also does the maths for me and tells me the number. Because I would sit around and roll it and add it all up myself. But I don't have the time on this show. It's really hard to do that.
It'd be a 3-hour stream if I had to do it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I've got that kind of energy.
Definitely not.
But yeah, so you heard it here first. We've invented the internet, basically.
Basically.
And
that's how we roll.
Yeah, and we just invented that saying as well. Basically, if you can think of something, me and Richard just invented it. Unless it's really bad, and then somebody else invented it.
Still invented it, but we let you have it.
Yeah. Uh-oh, don't make me ill.
Yeah, it will spread, mate. I'm sorry.
Computer virus, isn't it?
That's it.
So this particular red, the Flesh Terror's red, it goes on thick, but man, am I using a lot of it. I'd quite like to see it through an airbrush, I think. But I think it would also gunk up an airbrush.
Just as long as you lubricate it thoroughly, you're fine.
Well, everything in life should be lubricated thoroughly.
That's it.
But there we go. Yeah, I quite enjoy this red, actually. I think it was, if I do say so myself, a good choice as the base layer. Hopefully, people can see that on there for how vibrant it is, while also keeping that darkness to it. What I do need to be careful of, though, and I'll show you guys, speed paints run into each other. And you can see down the back there, that has run down the spine. Luckily, where some red frills are, but I'm going to clean off my brush and clean some of that out. I'm going to use that for its wet blend. Here we go. Right. And congratulations, Herbalist, by the way, on the giveaway and for getting those out. That was completely awesome. I loved that Leah won.
So she won again, didn't she?
Yeah, miniature noodles, which is good on you. You know, if you can get two in a row, get two in a row. I think it's great. But yeah, it was an awesome giveaway, and I very jealous. I have to go out and buy my own iron brew.
Good.
Nobody likes doing that. It should be brought to you by your manservant. So we've got a few areas that I'm just trying to make sure that I haven't left white, because coverage. coming in that way. That way. Yeah, Herbalist says, yeah, amazing, and how lucky is she to amazing prizes? Yeah, they were, you know, they were good prizes. I don't mean to toot both yours, Herbalist, and our horns, but we're fucking awesome. Now, though, actually, that's a good point while people are here. So, obviously, I shared the Diggy Diggy Hole dice again yesterday. If people want to repost that reel for me again and again and again, all over socials, and just spread it as far and wide as possible, I would be so grateful so that we can get try and get a large reach on it, to be honest. And I'm not beyond begging, so there you go. That way, hopefully, we can get those numbers up and we can do the giveaway for that one-of-a-kind dice. So you've got 9 minutes, Richard.
I was literally just about to say time check, Vicar.
So I'm not going to be able to get the goat head finished because it's just too wet still with that Nuln oil. I'm going to try and get the snake eyes maybe done and the teeth done. I'm going to try and get them done in white.
I'm still trying to get the wing done at the moment.
So I've got the wings completely covered. But I used a hell of a lot.
We're going to end up with only one wing done.
Well, that's what I was concerned about, because I was like, oh, crap, actually, this is a big surface area. And I will give Flesh Terror's Red its dues. It has covered it. But I'd love to get in and do the claws and all the horns and all the teeth of everything really well.
I think my teeth and claws are going to be done.
Yeah, I'm definitely... This is another one that I'm going to come back and do. He says, looking at the centaur from last time, still sat in front of his workstation unfinished.
I'm looking at our bloody angels still unfinished.
Oh, shit, yeah, we need to do that.
And that was back in the first handful of episodes.
1, 2, 3, 4. That was episode 5, man. Because obviously I did the Aarakocra alone, thank you. And then the Aboleth was...
Bastard.
Yeah, you're right, I didn't. And because I didn't think about having somebody else on the show. I was so narcissistic. And now I get to share this with you, and it's great. I sounded more sarcastic coming out than it was supposed to.
Only a little bit.
Now I get to share this with you, and it's great. No, I genuinely mean that. Yeah, so we've got the Aboleth, the Angels, but that Planetar, not the Planetar, the Solar. Yeah, we need to finish that. Although saying that, I can see the... because all of mine are, like, up there on a shelf. And
I need to finish the Beholder. I think I had a little bit more to do on the Spectre. And, yeah, the Angels.
I loved the animated armor that you sent. That was a Loot Studios one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dib says do a special episode for finishing them. Yeah, we absolutely will. And we keep saying that, and we just never do. However, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people aren't streaming over Christmas. And I don't leave the house much. And
I don't. I try not to leave the house much.
I'm not allowed to.
People are out there.
Yeah. And actually... It could be a good time to get some streaming in. Obviously, I'm not going to stream on Christmas Day.
God, no.
I might stream on Christmas Day. I probably won't. Luckily, Fluffy's in bed right now, so she can't hear me. So if I commit to it...
You can't get in trouble yet.
No, but yeah, no, I think that we should definitely get together over the holiday period, as well as this show, and just do some hangout and paints. I think that could be quite cool. But I mean,
I wouldn't mind do one evening or something. Have a bit of a giggle.
Ah, damn it, Fluffy's there. She heard it. Lol. She's right there in chat. I'm streaming on Christmas Day, Fluff. From sunrise to sunset. You can't stop me. I've committed to it. How many minis have we done so far? 24 weeks, but we did a few weeks of several. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 26 that I can see, including this one. But there could be more up there. I'm quite proud of that.
I don't know what. It's more minis than I've painted probably in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, not true for me because I've done loads. But with an agenda.
Yeah.
Which has been really nice. And I think...
So I should clarify that. Models I have finished painting.
There you go. Because I think like somebody to shout out is Dragon Skull, who has literally done one a week at least all year, and they are so close to that 54 weeks, is it?
And I tell you what, the latest one, though, those metallics.
Yeah.
In my mind.
So for those who haven't seen, Dragon Skull Studios put up it's like a Space Marine deep diver, isn't it?
Yeah, very reminiscent of oh god, what's the name of the game? It's just gone out of my head. Bioshock. Yep,
there you go. And yeah, it's like it looks like a Chaos underwater Space Marine. It's so cool. But they've done like layers of brass and gold, and there's like 4 different metallics on there. And I was like, I could not do that. Like
we love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really impressive to the point where I'm like, damn it.
Why didn't I do that?
Yeah. Oh man, that red is running down the back, so I'm gonna have to tidy that up later. So.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard to not have bloody red dripping all over my fingers.
Yeah, actually, because I can't carry. Oh no, I can do the teeth now that bit's dry. So I'm gonna grab some of that white, and I'll grab a smaller brush. Because I really want those fangs to be showing. Still got 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get this done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've still got a whole wing not done.
Okay. I, at this point, would throw this down on a table, but I would probably apologise for it. Not that you ever should. Be grateful you get to play a game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to wait for this to dry. I cannot dry brush this while it's still this wet.
Alright, so I'm going to need to do dry brushing and pick pieces out of the faces.
But I mean, that red, as it's drying...
That's...
Oh, is that the poppy red?
I need to get your book, aren't
I could see that then. See, I really like that. I think that poppy red is really good. I can see where the other reds have gone. But yeah, it's similar. Like mine looks really bright, and it's actually really dark. But I'm still waiting for it to dry. But it's actually drying really evenly. It's not pooling too much in areas either.
No, I'm managing to keep it all right on this one. I'm going to focus on getting this one wing done.
Kind of want to get those horns better, but again, it's still wet. I literally don't think there's anything else I can do on this.
No.
Although I am definitely playing around with this these 2 greens, though. I think I'm going to get Yawn out, which is the Resident Evil snake.
Oh, yeah?
And I might play around with the contrast paints and do that. Yeah, I really like that. How that sits, it's just lovely.
I'd be curious to see how it looks with a slight yellow dry brush sort of thing.
That's exactly what I was going to do. So this one was going to get a yellow dry brush on it, but for Yawn, I was going to do it all in that light green, and then do all of the undersides in the dark green, and then pick out certain scales with like the army paints are army paints from the regular range, desert yellow, which is this kind of murky browny yellow. And it's probably one of my favourite colours for like leathers and snake skins and stuff like that. But no, I wish I could do more with this mini right now. But I have to wait for it to dry.
I leave mine. I can't do any more.
Well, luckily there's only a minute left, so if you want to call it there, I'm happy to call it there within the hour.
Yeah.
Because I physically cannot paint any more on this without smudging everything or running paint anywhere.
I'm not going to be able to take pictures of this till it's dried either.
No, neither am I. I will literally have to wait. To which end then, at exactly 1 minute, I'm going to call it there. How do you think it went?
Do you know, all things considered, considering the size of the model, I'm quite chuffed with my progress.
Yeah, I completely agree with mine. It's one of those things that opened this obviously last week, and when we were supposed to do this show, and looked at it, and I was like, okay, it's in small parts, and that should be all right. And then I put it together and primed it last week as well, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. And I think I knew the base would be right. Prime it black, go through the grades, but that lion body is so big but tucked away behind some of the other heads and behind so many different things that it's actually really hard to get in places.
Yeah.
I thought if I could attack the goat head with a null noil and then dry brush it with some white, I'd get away with it. But what's happened is I put too much on. I think I would probably do the red first next time.
Yeah, do you know what? Saying that, I think I might have actually. I'm also looking at it, thinking what I might do with the airbrush though as well.
Yeah. So I agree, because I want to hit this with my shaders and like use like my transparent inks, like especially the brown underneath the red and the browns, and then a green or a blue underneath the snake. I think I could do something incredible with that. So I think I might. I'll obviously take a picture of this.
Yeah, I'm going to take a picture, then I'm going to finish it, I think.
Yeah, I might do that as well. But I say that every week. Say it every week. It's going to go on the shelf and I won't do it. Dibs, surely it's easy to get into parts when they're wet. Yes, Dibs. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that is tabletop ready. A rough tabletop ready. But I want to do more, so I'm gonna.
So much more.
But for those of you who are looking for a Chimera and couldn't get hold of the WizKids one, just like I couldn't, Richard at Warrior Prince 3D, this is from Mini Monster Mayhem. And yeah, the mini and the print itself are phenomenal. And
what have we got next week?
Next week, he says, turning the page of his book. Ooh. It's the Chull.
Chull?
Chuul. It is the weird lobster mind flayer looking. Let's do it on that one.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
I've got one printed because I think Loot Studios has done one, but the base, putting it on its base is a pig.
Well, they've got 4 legs, 2 massive lobster crab claw arms, and a face full of worms.
Well, I feel good about next week's paint job.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to attack that.
I do.
I don't even know if WizKids do one of those. I'll have to go find out. But yeah, I guess that is the entirety of the Chimera. Dib says, I don't play the games, but isn't it classed as tabletop ready when you can't see any grey primed bits? Yes, it is, Dibs. Yeah, and I would say, yeah, it is certainly a certain level of that, where some people do just want to cover the grey and never play with grey, and other people's tabletop ready look like the miniature statue stood next to Richard there. But for me, as long as there's no grey on it and it subtly represents what it's supposed to, that's tabletop ready for me. What about you?
Likewise.
Yeah, and it's all it needs to be, enough to spark the imagination. But with that, we're going to close episode 24, and we'll be back with the quarter hundo next week, I think. Next week? We both around next week?
As far as I know.
It's the 14th.
Yes.
Awesome, me too. Cool. We'll be back next week with the Chull.
The Chull.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
What is that? Is that your compressor?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I'm going to wait till that's finished powering up. Oh, God, it's so loud.
That's a big compressor, dude.
So, that's my pressure pot compressor for dice making and for mold making and stuff like that. I don't usually have it on during the day like that, so that's the first time that's happened. There you go. That's how loud one of those is. if you were ever getting into dice making. To which end, guys, thank you so much. We'll be back next week with episode 25 of The Trull. We'll get this up on YouTube as quick as possible. And please go check out Warrior Prince 3D. If you want to go check out some dice, I've got a stock drop coming very soon to dragonbornindustries.com. And yeah, we will see you all in the future. And may the dice gods be ever in your favor. See you around.